Mark, what's up, man? It's Ronas Davi on here. How would you introduce yourself for someone who may not know you?
Yo, yo, so my name is Mark. I currently run social media pages. I started back in 2019. Um, I got banned, but then I came back and did it better than before. Honestly, I would describe myself as somebody who is like persistent until he gets what he wants. um Probably the biggest example of this would be like my Instagram page. So I started making content back in 2019, 2000, no, it was 2020, around that time, like right after the pandemic. Because me, I started working out because I didn't feel confident after the pandemic. Because I
Mm.
feel like most people after, like, during the pandemic, like, got out of shape, like let themselves go because, right, they couldn't hit the gym. uh
Yeah.
so that's what happened to me, and that's why I got into lifting weights and got into getting in shape, right? So, and I remember creating a page back then. I was able to scale it to 2,000 followers after like a whole year of making content, right? Grinding, making content without that many results, but I was able to get to 2,000 followers. And then I had some videos went viral, and then I got banned because of some comments. I was kind of battling people in the comment section. I guess I just did too much, and then I got banned. And then I was gonna give up after that. I was gonna start making content, but then I had a mentor that I just met, and he pushed me to like keep making content, to keep going when it comes to content creation, and not give up basically. And then I also felt like when I stopped, when I got there, I got banned, and I was thinking of creating a new account. I created it, and I was like, at first I was making videos, but the account wasn't going as well as I wanted to. But like within 3 months, I was able to scale that account to 10,000 followers within months.
Mhm.
This is like four times more than I did with the other account that I grew over a year. So like, after that happened, right, I realized that if you actually put effort into something, and you stay consistent with it, and you're persistent, even though you're not seeing the results that you want, you just stay consistent, you will get there. Okay, but it's like you gotta get to a point where you deserve it, so that way God can give it to you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, people are used to immediate results, and they don't
Yeah.
understand that you have to put in effort for a long time, see no results, but
Oh yeah.
believe in it.
It's called the
And
leg.
I think that it's people mostly get used to that because you can order DoorDash and have food in 10 minutes. You can
Yeah.
open Netflix and have pleasure and, like,
100%
fun
right.
right now. You can
I
have something right now. In a 9 to 5, you get a job, you get paid in 30 days. In business, it's not the same, and I feel like that's why people think that way.
Yeah, they like grow with this 9 to 5 mindset, right? Um,
Mm.
Also, I mean,
Yeah.
I do DoorDash on the weekdays, and like from what I've seen from my experience working as like doing DoorDash deliveries as well, it's like one of my jobs because I have three jobs. Well, I have one job, one side gig, and then my personal business.
Mm.
I see 90% of people ordering bullshit food, right? They just take out their
Mm.
phone, they order whatever their dopamine wants, right? Whatever's gonna raise their dopamine, like chocolate cake, drinks, shit like that, right?
Disgusting.
It's like they pick with the dopamine receptors in their tongue rather than their
Mm.
head, right? So
Yeah.
every time I eat, I always make sure like the food is actually nutrient dense and that will nourish my body instead of fucking it up, you
Yeah.
know? Oh yeah,
I don't understand why would you put something in your body that you know is gonna do damage to it more than good. You know, the whole
100%,
concept is like crazy to me.
100%.
And I feel like that's only after you get into the gym a couple of years. Like, in the beginning, you like, or when you don't even go to the gym, the normal, usual people don't even think about this, right?
Yeah,
So,
when I started, I wasn't like the best. Like my protocols weren't good when it comes to training, diet, nutrition, habits. It was bad because every time somebody starts, if they don't get a coach, you're simply gonna start at a base level, but not the knowledge that you need to make crazy progress. That's where I started, and over the years, I gained out the, I could say, like, the knowledge to actually see results, to know exactly how much and what to do, right? We all start somewhere though. Like, it's like a video game. You have to level up and then get
yeah,
to a point where You know what to do to keep progressing.
Yeah. I want to get into fitness soon, but what's that?
It's called Tadalafil. So
What's that?
it's also called Cialis. Have you ever heard of it?
Never. Never heard of that.
So Cialis is like it's like the superior version of Viagra. So it doesn't actually give you
Oh.
the side effects that Viagra does. It actually enhances your blood flow through your whole body, so that way you can get like a better pump at the gym.
Oh
You
shit.
can, I mean, it'll actually get you hard for 2 days straight, but that's like a good effect. I wouldn't call that side effect. I would call that like good effect. Um,
Mm,
Honestly though, it's good for your body because it gives like more blood. It makes your heart either create more blood or just gives it a better blood flow. So
yeah.
it's like good for
Dude,
people who.
I fucking
Well,
hate it when I get up on her in the gym, bro. Wow, I fucking hate that shit.
yeah. I don't think it happens to me, bro. It happened like I usually get like in the morning.
Mm.
The morning
What
would.
was what was your childhood like?
So I used to live in Peru. I immigrated to the U.S. like 8 years ago. Uh, right, like immigrated family. Like we started from the bottom. Now we're
Mm,
doing much better in life. It was tough. I mean, I was seeing my family struggle, and that would make me feel like you can't help, like you would feel powerless. That's the word.
mm,
Because I wasn't able to help my family financially because I was so little, right? I was going to school. Now that I'm in the US, I mean my family still struggles, but at least now I'm
mm.
able to help financially, right? Because I
Yeah.
mean I have a job in the weekends that it so I run a family owned flower shop on the weekends.
Mm,
On the weekdays of my free time, I do DoorDash. On top of that, I do online fitness coaching. So through my page, I get all my clients. I just do my work right here in my laptop.
mhm.
That shit takes like it takes like 30 to an hour to check in with all my clients. Well, I check in with them like this, like we're on call right now. I check in
Yeah.
with them once a week, and then I check their progress every day. So I'll just add some notes. So doing
Mm,
that business gives me good money, but it also gives me a lot of free time. So this
yeah.
is why I started doing DoorDash because now I can keep making money during my free time, even though it's like nothing
Yeah.
compared to what I make with my clients. I can at least keep making money on my free time.
Yeah, and it's also fulfilling to be honest. Like knowing that you do the most that you can, it leaves a good feeling when you go to sleep at night.
A hundred
Knowing that you
percent, bro. It's
didn't
like you
leave
give it
anything
your all, and
undone.
then now you can go to sleep in peace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
So,
what
who did
about you,
you
man?
look up?
What do
Go
you do?
ahead.
What do you do?
So I do obviously the podcast. I'm involved in crypto, and I used to do some fitness coaching too. But to be honest, I'm not at the point where coaching is really a thing that would fulfill me right now. And also, I do have a coach myself, and I feel like I still have a lot to learn. Like I have 3 years of experience in the gym. I don't feel like I'm in a place right now to. Although I got an okay physique, I'm not in a place right now to be playing Mr. Smartass for me. But the podcast, content creation, and crypto. These are the main things I'm focusing on right now.
Yes.
To be honest.
So you be like investing in like coins, right? So that's what crypto is.
Yeah, and I also am behind on an insider on one of the coins.
And what?
I'm also an insider on a coin called Smack. That's like a coin I'm
Is that
working
like a
on as
meme
well.
coin?
Yep.
Hmm. I saw a lot of things about meme coins recently.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
it's
it's kind of like a bad vice, right? Like, yeah, sure, there are some people like
it's
I'm the
like
chill
it's
guy,
like it's like the
or
modern gambling.
yeah. I mean, it's more predictable than gambling. There, you're just literally leaving all the odds in somebody else's favor. Here, you can actually like control the odds, but still, yeah, yeah, basically. But like, there are some lucky guys like on MLG, Plankton, Chill Guy, Giga Chad, Libra, Trump Coin. These guys made millions overnight out of nothing, but it doesn't teach you anything. That's why I feel like it's very degenerate.
Yeah.
Um, but
I
speaking
remember
about
I
meme
was
coin,
trying to
yeah,
get
man.
into it, but I didn't because I was kind of scared of all those rug pulls that have been going on lately. So, yeah, that's
Like the
crazy.
president of Argentina rug pulling his country, man.
I know
That's
it's
crazy.
insane, bro.
Uh, so, anyways, going back to your upbringing, who did you look up to when you were a kid? Did you have like a fitness influencer you were looking at, or some content
So
creator, or somebody that you
so it
looked
was
like?
actually my mother. So she's been going to the gym since she was 14. So when it
Mm,
comes to the fitness part of me wanting to right get in shape, take care of my health, my fitness, it's 100% because of my mom because she's been going since she was a little girl. My
mm,
dad is the one that would influence me when it comes to right working hard, as to always putting in the work, always right grinding your ass off. Because I saw my dad, I was working his ass off to be able to sustain the family, right? So
mm,
that let me know that I should do the best that I can to right gain the most that I can with my time. So the hard working part would come from my dad. The fitness part, me being motivated enough to start and not give up, was my mom. Um, so it kind of goes like 50 because my dad is an alcoholic, so he doesn't
mm.
take the best care of his health and his body. But my mom does. So you kind of see you will always have good and bad influences from both parts. You just gotta take the good.
Mm,
But
hundred
yeah, I would
percent.
say my parents 100%. I don't think I ever like got influenced by content creators.
Mm.
I would only watch YouTube as a kid, so it was like YouTubers and stuff. The content creators I would actually watch.
When did you first get into fitness? When did you first get
Uh,
into the gym?
yeah, so like I said earlier, it was like after the pandemic, so I got skinny fat. I got really skinny fat, and
Mm.
I didn't like how I looked.
Me
I mean, I
too.
actually have a picture. Let me give me a sec. But I basically what motivated me to get started was one, my mom. She was able to make it happen. So why
Mm.
would I not? I'm a man. I mean, I have testosterone, right? That makes it easier.
Yeah.
And two, it would be me looking at the mirror and seeing somebody who I
Hmm.
didn't like, which was this. So
Oh
I
shit.
was I was like completely skinny fat. I had
Yeah.
no muscle. I had like that belly, and I was like, right, why? Like now I want to chase like a superhero physique, right? Like look, kind of like look,
Yeah.
in a V. So
Yeah.
it's like the V taper. It's like what almost everybody chases nowadays, which is like
Oh
the
yeah.
V shape aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish
How
it's.
or like what were your biggest mistakes when you first got into the gym?
Oh, I had a lot. I had so many. So
Mm-hmm.
the first one would be my training. The exercises I would do it wrong. Exercise selection was wrong. I didn't know like what exercises to do. And I feel like what makes most people like lack in the gym is kind of like going on social media, seeing like what like their favorite influencer like what they're doing, their exercises, and copying like the exact blueprint that they give. And don't get me wrong, the information isn't the worst, but it depends on the type of people. Like let's say that you and me as natural lifters, we would need a lot less volume when it comes to training in one single training session than somebody who's enhanced.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like I would say, like over 50% of the fitness influencers that are actually making bank, they're actually looking good, like actually have followers. They're all in sauce, like they're all injecting
Hmm.
gear, they're all on steroids, and that
Yeah.
makes their body be able to take more training that as natural bodybuilders because they're just simply enhanced, right? Their is enhanced to take more.
Mm.
So this is why a lot of people that take advice from people who are enhanced online make no progress because that isn't good for them as a natural lifter. So it would honestly be also my diet. I was one of these type of person that would say, all right, let's just do broccoli and chicken, or broccoli, rice and chicken, and this would be good in a muscle building perspective and not in a health perspective, right? Because for health, I've learned about macronutrients, about micronutrients, right? About giving your body the necessary nutrients to actually be nourished. So it would be diet. My diet wasn't the best. I lacked diet knowledge. Training, I lacked training knowledge. Volume, intensity, right? It's like I didn't know like the max amount of things to do to get the max amount of gains. I would go
Mm.
over. I would do junk volume. You know what junk volume is?
Like doing too much.
Yeah, yeah. It's like overtraining. I would basically overtrain
Yeah.
for no reason. I would stay skinny and weak. So yeah,
That was me too.
that had to be the biggest mistake I did probably.
So, would you recommend like getting a coach in the beginning, or did you have an
So,
experienced friend or a coach?
so I would say, when it comes to like actually being able to sustainably transform you, you will need an actual good coach that doesn't just coach you on the exercises. So, for example, in real in person coaches, you need somebody who can actually like keep you accountable in a daily basis. Somebody who can actually take care of your nutrition, right? Check your nutrition with yourself. So, let's say, for example, for my clients, I have all of them log in their workouts and their foods, and I can see what they eat. Right. So let's say that I see them eating something bad, like I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna call them up on that. So for somebody who starts, you need a coach that can actually take care of you
Mm,
when it comes to every aspect of your fitness. So
yeah,
training, nutrition, habits, sleep, all that stuff.
yeah, 100%. That's like really important in my opinion. Keeping accountability is a lot of the a lot of the reason why a lot of people don't make the progress they expect and why they quit. And also, I wanted to ask you, why do you think people quit within like the first month or two? A lot of people like enter the gym on
Honestly,
January
bro.
1st, but then they give up.
Yeah. So do you know what delayed gratification is?
Yeah, absolutely.
So people are you only used to instant gratification. So they want short term pleasure instead of actually doing something for long term that will give them what they want. So people just like they aren't willing to put the work in, because they're so used to instant gratification. Like, right, like
Mm,
most people just go out to bars, drink their ass off, get drunk, and they feel good. Like that fucks up. Like other people eat junk food on a daily basis. That eating real food is like, it's like weird to them, right? So people are used to this shitty ass lifestyle that the lifestyle they're supposed to
mm,
embrace makes it harder for them.
yeah. So, how much percent, if you had to put in percentages, would you say it's like 50% diet, 50% training, or it's like what's more important, diet or training?
I mean, there's 100% a specific number, but for me it's 50-50.
Really?
Yeah, 50% training, 50% diet. I mean, that training stimulates muscle growth, but it doesn't make muscle growth occur. It
Yeah.
stimulates it, so that way when you go to the kitchen and eat, the food can actually help the stimulation become more muscle. So I would say it's a 50-50, but maybe it's like a 70-30.
Mm.
I would have to look it up, honestly.
Yeah. Some people said 90-10. Some
Yeah, I
people
mean,
said
90 by
90%
training,
diet, 10%.
diet. I mean, think about it like this:
Mm?
you can out train a bad diet. 100% you can. If your diet is shit,
Mm.
your results are gonna be shit.
Mm.
But if your training was shit, if you had a good diet, you could make results.
Mm.
So you can't out train a bad diet. You can't out diet by training though.
Yeah.
So that's probably why the guy said 90% diet, because diet is really
Yeah.
important when it comes to this.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, bro, did you put ketchup on the banana? Or
No, no, it was honey, raw honey.
oh, honey on the banana?
It's
I never tried that.
it's my pre-workout. So honey
Mm.
is like fast digesting carbs, so your body absorbs
Mm.
those carbohydrates really fast. The banana, I mean, is that's more carbs. Fruit is healthy carbs. Um, so
Mm.
that's just for like, you know what glycogen is.
Yeah.
So I'm filling out my body with glycogen right now, so that way I can go to the gym and use that glycogen in my muscles to lift heavy.
Mm.
That's why I
Mm.
also took the tadalafil, right? So I'm trying to get
Mm.
veneer and right strong. It's like
Yeah.
it's like enhancing your blood flow and enhancing your energy.
Hmm. Yeah. I was on a keto diet, and I'm still kind of am like primal slash carnivore diet, and not eating any carbs for past few months. So basically, I go to the gym fasted. I don't use carbs as fuel. I'm in a stage of ketosis, and that feels completely different because on carbs, I feel like I have spikes of energy up and down, and now it's like constant, less but constant.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
But I definitely can't wait to get back on carbs soon.
So
Have a
you're in
balanced
a
diet, but I
fully
want.
carnivore diet right now.
I'm on. I call it more like the primal diet because I'm having uh, chicken and beef, these types of meats, eggs, cheese, and nuts. only these four things I'm eating. I'm not eating anything else. Like not fruits. I'm not eating anything else. So this is like basically what
I
I've
mean, I
been eating
get
for the
your
past
point.
couple of days.
That's like, so. Are you doing the carnivore diet with what goal?
But firstly, it was for cutting. I was cutting, I
Okay,
believe,
fat lesson.
45 pounds. I
Makes
cut it
sense.
down.
Yeah, so I mean, I've seen a lot of people hopped on the carnivore diet for fat loss.
Mm,
I would say I kind of do like my diet is animal based, but in the
mm,
mornings, what I do is I only consume fats and protein. So I mean, yeah, fats and protein. So you know about being on keto mode, right? It's called
mm.
ketogenic, right? How's it called? Ketosis.
Ketosis.
Ketosis,
This
yeah.
it just.
So for ketosis, you only need to avoid carbs, right?
Mm.
Alright, so that's why I
For
do in
enough
the
of a
morning,
period of time, yeah, until your
huh?
body starts using fats
Yeah,
as energy.
exactly. So for that to happen, you just gotta avoid carbs. This is why in the morning I only consume fats and proteins. Fats help your body regulate your hormones. One of them is testosterone, and right, the protein keeps you satisfied, helps you build muscle. So
Mm.
I avoid carbs the whole morning, so that way I can avoid that crash, that carbohydrate crash that you get like on the
Yeah.
afternoon. Like you were talking
That's why
about it right
people
now,
call it a food coma, but realistically, your body stores glycogen, has the glycogen stores for a couple of days. Like, especially after like the third day of not eating any carbs, you get in the stage of like what people call the keto flu, where you wake up, bro, you have a headache, you're tired as fuck, you feel like shit, but it's
like
only a day. And if you
that's happened
survive
to me.
that, the keto flu, if you
So
look
you
at it, people
that's
go
only
into
like
keto.
first day of the ketogenic diet, and then it goes away.
It's a couple of days after, like 3 or 4, because your body still has like glycogen stores,
To be
and
honest,
it's
bro,
still attached.
I try to do it. I try to do the ketogenic diet for my cut, but I wasn't able to because like
Mm,
it's like I need the carbs, right?
it's not
I
fun.
yeah, yeah. I like I thrive off good carbs like fruit. I eat so much
Mm.
fruit, bro. I don't think I can give up fruit because that's
Yeah.
fruit was my way to quit binge eating. Cause I remember back in the day, bro. Quick question: what's your body weight?
Right now, around, well, I weigh 70 kilos, which is something like 155, maybe 160 pounds. I'm not sure.
155. At what
I
height?
used to weigh 200.
200 pounds.
Yeah, and I cut down from that to like 160, so
And that's crazy.
55, maybe something like that.
When I used to binge eat, I remember I got to a point where I got my max was 160 pounds. That was me at like 18% body fat. The reason why I got there was because I would binge eat my
How
ass
much
off.
do you weigh now?
Now I'm like around 150, maybe a
Mm,
little bit less than 150. Um, but I remember when I used to binge eat, that was like the worst because it's like you try to do ketogenic diet, and then if you're not able to keep up, you're gonna go into a rabbit hole of binge eating. That's what happened to me.
mm.
And I ended up eating a lot of bad foods, and I ended up gaining a lot of weight. But now I
Yeah,
have like such a balanced diet that doesn't happen, right? I'm satisfied all day
but
now 'cause I know how to feed
the
myself.
thing is, you don't like maybe you don't change the thing overnight, right? Like you just reduce the carbs from like 200 grams a day to like 150, 100 to like
That's like
60,
a better
50 grams.
approach.
Yeah, like that's how I got into it. Like I really like lower the carbs a lot, but not overnight because bro, I would quit after the first day,
Hundred
bro. I was
percent, bro.
feeling like a zombie.
It's like if you don't have a sustainable way to do something, you're
Yeah,
not gonna be able to do it because it has to be
again,
sustainable.
you can have the best workout plan and the best diet, but if you're not gonna stick to it, it's pointless.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to actually getting things done, everything has to be sustainable, bro. Because when something is not
Mm,
sustainable, you can't do it. And I've seen that 100 times. Well, not 100 times, but maybe like 5 times before with my clients. And with people I hop on calls with, like I talk to people a lot about how their life goes when it comes to
mm,
their fitness, and they usually tell me that they're in such a strict diet that they end up not being able to follow through it. Like, bro, they be eating rice
mm.
and chicken for a whole week. Like, no wonder why they can, bro. Because like that's not even optimal. That's horrible. I
Mm,
mean, one, chicken doesn't have
yeah,
all the nutrients that you need. It's really nutrient
yeah.
deficient compared to other animals. And rice, I
Mm,
mean, that's carbs, but like, where are the fats, right? Your hormones are gonna go down. Um, you're not gonna be getting enough nutrients. So yeah, this is why things
Yeah.
just had to be sustainable.
In my opinion, eggs, red meat, and nuts. These three things I think everybody should implement in their diet.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
hundred
like
percent. I
unless
mean,
they're
nuts.
intolerant to certain stuff, I think you should.
Yeah. Well, it depends on if the nuts that you consume have fats for your body to have
Mm,
fats. Then yes. I usually get my fats from avocados though. I really like
mm,
that. It makes the foods that I consume more like how could I say like actually enjoyable. So I
yeah.
don't like how like eating just meat and and eggs is good, but like isn't I feel like adding something that will make it combine better,
Mm.
like avocados, makes it actually enjoyable for you, and that way you can
Yeah, it's
always
it's
taste
up to everybody's palate because, for example, for me, bro, eggs is perfect. Like just salt and pepper, and I love it. For example,
I
right?
used to spam eggs
Some
and
people it's
rice.
boring.
So good.
Yeah, eggs and rice. I never tried that. What
And
the
mayo
fuck?
and mayo. That was back in the day.
Oh, never tried that. Interesting.
I
So,
haven't had
what do
anything.
you think about what do you think about the vegan diet?
It's horrible for you. I don't even consume fish
I agree,
myself.
man.
I mean, apart from some of it does have nutrients, but like the veggies themselves have like oxalates and shit like this that will make your body one not even absorb the nutrients, and two will
Mm,
fuck up your gut health. So
yeah.
I mean, some veggies I guess are good, but they just gotta be well, like they just gotta not have some like toxins on them on them because they're sprayed on, you know.
What's in your opinion like a food that people are scared to eat, like that's considered unhealthy, but in reality it's pretty good for you, but people think it's
Uh,
unhealthy?
Let me see. I wouldn't know at the top of my head. But a food that I do think it's funny that people don't eat would be animals' balls. So like
Ah,
balls.
oh,
I
bro,
know, I know.
bull testicle, man. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
never had it myself, but I know that it raises your test, which makes
I
sense,
mean,
you
I
know.
believe you, but
Mhm.
holy shit, I don't know if I'd do it, man. I don't even think it tastes too good, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I only heard of it, but I don't know. Is there any food that you know that people think is bad, but it's good?
So I've heard a lot of answering this question on this podcast. For example, a hamburger, like literally, a hamburger can be quality meat and just bread. If you don't put
It's
any
just good for the
dressings.
bread. If the bread is like it's like whole grain, if it's actually good, then yeah, because
Yeah,
like some breads are
exactly.
not good
And
for you.
also eggs. People are afraid of eggs. Eggs,
Yeah,
bro. I made a whole video on my YouTube channel about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I
Eggs are
agree. I agree on that.
amazing.
How many
Eggs
eggs?
is
How many eggs do
bro.
you think we need daily?
Um, okay, it's different for other people. I go maybe a little bit over the top with it because I have homegrown chicken and we have so many eggs a day that we give some to our neighbors because we don't use as many. But I eat like 10, 15 eggs a day, like every single day.
That's
So
I used to eat 10, but now I just keep it around
mm.
6.
Yeah, I
But
eat a
yeah,
lot of eggs because I like it genuinely. But honestly, if you eat like even 6 eggs a day, that's good, bro. Holy shit.
so I eat exactly. I make sure to always eat more than 6 because so for
Mm,
men we all need like 1 gram of cholesterol, right, to have optimal test levels.
mm,
And then you can get a gram of cholesterol from 5 to 6 eggs, which is why I make sure
yeah,
I always get 5 to 6 eggs, because then that means
yeah,
I've reached my cholesterol needs, and I can have like
mm,
high test. Or other than that
100%.
though, I used to consume 10 eggs a day too. I don't do it because
Mm,
like I don't. It's just a lot, you know. Like every time I try to eat 6 eggs all at once, I end up like forcing myself at the end. This is why for
mm,
me for me to eat eggs a lot, for that to be sustainable for me, I need to have at least 3 eggs, 3 to 4 eggs a meal. If it's five or more, I'm gonna be forcing myself at the end. But it's only 3 or 4 a meal, then I can actually eat it all at once.
mm.
Once again, it's
Interesting,
just
yeah.
sustainability, right? If 5 eggs at once, 6 eggs at once is sustainable for you, then go ahead. But it has to be
Bro,
something that is sustainable for you, right?
I used to have omelets with 8 eggs in it, bro, and I used to eat that shit like as a whole. But again, I don't eat it with bacon. I don't eat it with anything else. I just eat the eggs plain, right? So it's like how I enjoy it. So back to the original question. Now the opposite to that. What is one meal that people think is healthy but it's actually shit? It's
So
very
like
unhealthy, but
like
people.
what I brought up earlier, just chicken
Mm,
and rice or broccoli and chicken, like that's horrible for you because they just lack the nutrients that your body actually needs, right? So
mm,
chicken is probably one of the animals with the least amount of nutrients in its meat. Um, Comparing chickens to like beef actually has a lot of
mm,
nutrients in them. Like it
mm.
has zinc, it has cholesterol. It just has a better nutrient density than chicken and rice. Rice, I mean, it's a good carb, but it's not like it doesn't have like nutrients that you need. Same thing with So I don't know how good broccoli is, but there's definitely better stuff, right? So a lot of people stay stuck in the rice and chicken, but that's just not good for you because you're gonna
Oh.
be lacking a lot of nutrients. And
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
that's just the stereotype. Like broccoli is not that bad, but honestly, spinach is so much better.
yeah, there's like always better options. It's just yeah, like you said,
Mm.
people think, but it's not true.
Why do you think there are so many obese people nowadays? Like, because, bro, if you see in America, like, how many fat people are there,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah. Honestly,
Why do you
it's
think that is?
the environment. So people are getting used to going to grocery stores, seeing 80% of
Mm.
the food being bullshit, and they opt in for that. Like I was at the grocery store not too long ago. I remember I was buying pressed organic what's it called, orange juice with my eggs and then some other stuff. And then and the lady in front of me, she was buying this fake orange juice. So like full of like high fructose corn syrup, like everything I was buying
Oh man,
basically, but the bad version, right? The
yeah,
chemically bad version. So it's because people are they're just opting in for bullshit. Like they don't educate themselves when it comes to knowing what's good
yeah.
for you,
And it's
what's
maybe because they value saving money more than their health, which I
that
never
too.
understood.
I always say health is wealth, so investing
Yeah,
into good quality foods will always be like more important to me than right low quality foods for cheaper. I always spend a lot of
mm,
my money that I earn on foods for my whole family because I always make sure like
100%.
we're getting like the highest quality stuff, right? Like the best pasture raised eggs, grass fed meats, all that stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, eating healthy doesn't have to be that expensive. Like people think, like, oh, it's so
It's
expensive.
not.
You
It's not. People just
you
gotta
can
know.
get good, high quality food for in a budget, bro. If you take out the bullshit, a lot of people could get into their budget.
Oh, definitely, bro. People's diets nowadays are like more than 50% BS. So if they were to just like save up that money and invest it into good
Yeah,
foods, apart from getting in better shape, they would just be healthy overall. But
yeah.
yeah.
How important is sleep in terms of fitness?
So sleep is really important, not just for your gains, but also for your health, right? I feel like a lot of people think they don't need sleep, but you do need sleep because that's what keeps you high test. That's what keeps you
Mm,
jacked. That's what keeps you lean. Like the body burns the most fat while you're resting, while you're sleeping. It burns the most muscle while you're sleeping. um, your hormones gets regulated while you're sleeping. So I heard about this study that said that most people that weren't sleeping enough, they were like sleeping for 5 4 hours. Their hormone levels would be that of like a really really old person. So this is how bad you could age really bad if you don't get good sleep. You can be in horrible health if you don't get good sleep. So yeah, sleep is definitely something really important when it comes to health overall.
mm. So earlier we were talking about people quitting. Did you ever feel like quitting at any point? Did you ever think like, fuck this shit?
Honestly, yes. I remember
Mm,
there was a point in my life where like my physique was I don't look like I look right now, but I was less
mm,
jacked, and I was like, so should I keep going? Like I was doubting myself because like I'm like, so what? Do I just do this my whole life? Literally, that's why I was like, I was telling myself, you think you can do this for your whole life? I was thinking about quitting, but I ended up not. And then I mean, fast forward to today. Honestly, this is something that I do want to do for my whole life. It
mm,
became such a lifestyle that I don't think about quitting at all nowadays. Cause like the gym
mm.
is part of my life now. Like it's part of my lifestyle, part of what I do.
Yep.
So now, no. Before when I first started, yes. But I
Mm,
feel like this applies to a lot of things in life. I don't know why, but every time I'm about to hit something remarkable in life, I feel like God asked me, "Do you actually want it as bad as you want it, or
Hmm.
no?" And He sends you like a test to know if you actually are gonna follow through with your word and do
Mm,
what's necessary to actually achieve it. Um, so yeah, honestly, bro, most people don't do it. They end up quitting because their mentality is just like, oh, it's too hard. I'll give up.
mm,
You know,
yeah.
like some people give me the bullshit excuse that working out hurts. Like, bro, a lot of
What
things,
the fuck?
a lot of
It's
things in life hurt,
obvious it will,
like that's crazy.
dude. But you see, the reason why a six pack holds value is because it's hard to get,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Like, bro, when I was fucking skinny fat, like I firstly saw my six pack for the first time after 2 years of working out, right? I was fat before that, bro. Like, honestly, I I I am glad that it took me that long and it was hard and it wasn't easy for me because I valued it more when I first saw like the
It
first
shows
definition
you,
of
it
the
shows
app
you, bro.
in the locker room. Yeah, man.
100%, bro. I mean, you see people who make good money, but like,
Mm,
what's the point of making good money if you look like shit, right? So
yeah,
I mean, you said for example, you know who DJ Khaled is?
yeah,
So like he's rich, but he's connected to God, I guess, right? But he looks like
yeah.
absolute shit. Like the man is fat as fuck. Like,
Mhm.
what is the point, right, of having all this money?
Yeah,
But like if you actually trying to become like right like a top G, like the best of the best, you gotta
yeah,
dial down every aspect of your life, right? Like just not making money,
absolutely.
but also health,
Yeah.
just how you
He's
look at.
actually Andrew Tate is actually one of the people who got me into the gym in the first place
Yeah,
and
Andrew
into
Tate
making money
motivated.
online, into all of this,
Yeah.
self improvement as a whole.
I feel like Andrew Tate motivated the right man of this generation, because a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely,
guys
bro.
like they become pussies over time, and the ones that
Yeah.
don't, they just got saved by that man, by that man.
Honestly, it's kind of like an IQ test or a masculinity test for guys. If you like ask a dude, do you like Andrew Tate, and he says no, you know that he's a fucking faggot. He's a dipshit. You
Exactly.
know that he's like,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, it's
Yeah,
you can tell someone's mentality by their opinion on people.
yeah, exactly. Especially polarizing people. That's like the most important thing, in my opinion.
What do you mean polarizing people?
Polarizing people like Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, people like these who are not afraid to say what they truly think, and they're not afraid to offend somebody. Like, bro, I'm sorry, but if I fucking see a tranny, I'm gonna say, bro, I'm a homophobe. I don't care. Like, bro, I don't care about offending people, and I feel like when people are this brutally honest, it also makes you trust them more. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, like you said, right? Being able to talk out, like have actually use your freedom of speech and say whatever you
Yeah.
want. I think that's important, especially when it comes to making content, because when you're
Mhm.
controversial, that's how
Mm.
your content blows up, right? Scout
And the
rage.
whole reason why it blows up is not really because of the haters as much as people think, but it's because the right people who like your content actually they like it because they see that you're real and they see that they can relate to you because they see that you're unfiltered and they show their friends because
They
they
see
really
like
like it.
that.
Because if somebody watches someone like I don't want to name names, but somebody who's afraid to speak their mind, people are like, yeah, it's fun watching this person, but I'm not really gonna watch him consistently because I know he's kind of like holding back, right?
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, speaking your mind, it's important to not just build trust but show authenticity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking of haters, did you ever come up with hate? Did you ever like face hate, like people trying to bring you down?
I mean, yeah, in the comments, but like I would usually just battle them the whole time. It was fun. Like they try to like make fun of somebody, like it's like the haters, the people who hate on you are they usually talk from below you, right? There's somebody
Yeah,
who is either jealous of you or just isn't doesn't have the right mindset to understand, and instead
exactly.
they cope in the comments like trying to talk shit.
Yeah, what I absolutely hate is when people hate on UFC fighters when somebody gets knocked out and they make fun of him because they would not ever have the bravery to step into the cage and do what he did, for example.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
mean,
why they laugh at the
people
fighter for
people
losing.
hating on another sport is because they simply
Yeah,
can't see the beauty in it. So
yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
actually be able to see the importance,
Yeah,
the beauty, and like the dedication that goes into stuff, right? To actually be able to appreciate it. People who hate on
yeah,
stuff is because they can't see that. They just can't.
yeah, exactly. If I was to ask you, if you see a fat guy in the gym, would you like make fun of him?
100% I wouldn't. I mean, I actually cheer them on my head. I'm like, hell yeah, right? You showed
Exactly,
up, keep going, bro. People think
exactly.
that people will hate on you if you go to the gym, but it's like the opposite, right? Everybody's to the gym for the
Mm,
same purpose, which is becoming a better version of yourself. So yeah,
100%. So I want to get into some rapid fire questions before you wrap up.
yeah, for sure.
So, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's the best advice you've been given?
Best advice I've been given was is probably from a YouTuber that I watch, which is called Narrow Knowledge, which is reacting to things emotionally, so letting things in this world, in the outer world, right, in the three world that we see, letting things and like get you emotionally triggered makes you give it energy. So whatever you give your emotions to is you're giving your energy to. So energy is so no, actually emotion is energy in motion. So every time that you give something your emotions, your thoughts, you're giving it energy. The best advice that I got from that is build the things that you want. So give emotion, give energy to the things that you want. For example, like when you're, let's say that you were to put a rock, every time you think of something, every time you think of that thing, it builds up and it becomes a mountain, right? So every time that you give like it's a bad emotion in life, your thought, your energy, you're building a rock and you end up building a mountain. So instead of building
Mm,
mountains that you don't enjoy, so basically like you talking bad about yourself in your head, you build the mountains that you want in life. So confidence, right? Um, what's it called? Being consistency on stuff, thinking
yeah.
good of yourself, connecting to God. All those things have to be built. The bad things get
Mm,
built. You can also build good things for yourself. So honestly,
yeah.
it's just build your own mountains, right? Build your own. It's either you build your demons or you build your angels. You
Mhm.
gotta actually be able to build the things that you want that will get you like high in life, right? Will take you to the path that you want, which is up, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, the only demon that I let that control me is a gym demon, but that's it.
Mm. The opposite to that. What's the worst advice someone given you? If somebody's giving you really bad advice.
Probably rely on motivation. Motivation is good
Mm,
to get you started, but it's not always going to stay there, right? A lot of people give up on the gym because they rely on motivation. So they
mm,
start because of motivation, but once that motivation fades away, they end up not going to the gym because they don't feel like it. That's how you build a pussy mindset. That's how you don't actually see progress by
mm,
relying on motivation. So yeah.
yeah. So, how often do you train a week nowadays?
I train as low as 4 days a week now. Um,
Mm,
Sometimes I go five because I usually go after. So every muscle group either needs 3 days to recover. So as soon as it's like, for example, my chest recovers, I'll go hit chest. But yeah,
mm,
it's usually 4 to 5 days a week.
mm. Now, this is a niche question. If
Mhm.
you could have only 10 exercises for the rest of your life to maintain your physique, which ones would you pick? Name
So what?
five. Then.
So does that count as like the most accessible exercises, or like does that ought to be with like dumbbells, or can it be machines?
If you could only do 10 exercises for the rest of your life, which ones would you pick?
Okay, so that's a matter of any exercises, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so for 10, okay, I think with 10 you can hit your entire body. So for biceps, I would just say machine preacher curl, that hits both of
Mm,
the heads. For chest, it would be incline and dips. Um, that's upper and lower chest, or just like middle
that's
chest. So that's
three.
three. For abs, I would totally say machine leg races.
Mm.
The one with the little ball in the back, because that I guess a crazy stretch. Just everything you need for abs. That's four. For quads, I would totally just say two. So hack squat or normal squats and leg extension. So one hits your outer quads, the other hits your middle quads. So that's six. Um, I don't struggle with calves. My calves are good genetically, so I don't train them at all. If your calves are bad, you should definitely train them though. For shoulders, I would say I would just go for lateral races and rear
Mm.
delt pulls for the rear delt because your front delt gets trained every time you do like presses.
Yeah.
So I don't need to add like a normal press. Um, for triceps, I will definitely do crossbody tricep extensions for the long head
Mm.
and tricep push-ons for the other heads. So there's the 10. I don't think I miss any muscle group, no. Biceps.
You missed back, bro.
Oh shit. Honestly, for back,
And
I would.
hamstrings too.
Yeah, you're right. I missed two muscle groups. I would just have to maybe subtract two exercises and add one for each. Um,
Mm.
for back, any pulling movement, honestly, just one. I mean,
Mm.
because you're only making me pick one, so anything that pulls you like this would work.
Honestly, maybe I would put the deadlift. You're hitting hamstrings and lower back and your lats and your traps. You're
I
hitting
mean,
all
yeah,
back and
when it comes in a strength, for a strength protocol, that's good. For a muscle
mm,
building like perspective, deadlifts aren't good because they just don't
mm,
isolate your muscles good enough to give it a stimulus where like you'll actually see
mm,
gains from deadlifting. But like when it comes to building strength, that's is really good for you. I mean, I would recommend it if
mm.
powerlifting is like what you're
Also,
trying to.
deadlift to increase your testosterone
I mean,
because
squats do too.
your yeah, but testosterone is used where your body produces testosterone when you are using the most muscles at once,
I
and
so if
deadlift.
that's your goal, if maximizing testosterone through an exercise is your goal, an exercise that's better than all of these components would be interval sprinting. So interval sprinting doesn't just engage all of your
Mm,
muscles more than deadlifts, but it also enhances your metabolism, enhances your
mm,
human growth hormone, enhances your testosterone for a couple hours or minutes,
yeah.
I think. So I mean, I
Mm,
would replace deadlifting for interval sprinting. I still do it a lot, but I kind of stopped.
mm.
I'll go back to it.
Do you have a favorite quote?
Um, I think it's motivation is what gets you started, but habits is what keeps you going.
Mm.
Yeah,
What's the
that's
proudest moment in your life?
uh probably when I hit either 10K followers in my no, actually my proudest moment in my life was me being able to help my dad pay for for almost a whole rent. To
Mm.
so like it makes you feel good because you got into a point in your life where you can support your parents, right?
Yeah.
This was like last week I think or 2 weeks ago. I made my highest week, which was like or month, but I make like almost $3,000 in 1 week, and I
Mm.
was able to write like actually feel what it feels to like make multiple thousands in 1 week, and that helped me feel good. I mean, my dad didn't tell me he was proud of me. I'm gonna get there though. I'm gonna get to a point where he's gonna tell me that.
Mm.
But I could see it in his eyes that right, he's more proud of me
Yeah.
because I'm becoming more and more of an independent man. You know,
Absolutely. Holy shit.
I
That's
feel
some
like
good shit, bro.
I feel like every father always will see their son as a project that the whole purpose is to become make that man somebody who can take care of himself and at
Yeah.
one point right help you take care of yourself at the end of your life. So
You
when they
see,
grow,
your father is the only man that wants you to do better than him.
yeah, 100%. Well, it depends. There are some shitty fathers out there, but a good father,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
a good
there are
father,
some.
yeah.
That's also true. Now, this is kind of a selfish question, but what advice would you give to your 17-year-old self?
Well, I'm 18, uh,
Uh,
and so, I mean, an advice I would probably give myself is to stay focused, bro, honestly, because
mm,
I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't do everything perfectly. I wish I could, but for you to like become more perfect every day, you need to think of yourself as perfect and when doing things, that needs to align. So let's say that right now, I'm telling myself, I um I'm making 10K a month. Okay, every habit that
Mm.
I do from now on has to correlate and be aligned to me making 10K a month. So let's say that I'm scrolling on my phone for hours and hours and hours. I tell myself, all right, is this a habit that me making 10K a month would do? Right? Fuck no. So I stop doing it and I go and do other stuff that is actually gonna
Mm.
be productive. So align with the type of person that you want to become.
Yeah. Do you have someone that inspires you right now?
Right now, probably my father. I mean, also my
Mm.
mentor. Um, right, my dad shows me, hard work pay. I mean, he doesn't show me like the best example of hard work pays off because he still struggles, but he shows
Mm.
me that hard work pays off in a way that hard work will just give you results as long as you're putting in the work, right?
Yeah.
Um, and my mentor shows me that hard work pays off because now he's making like 30K months, and right, I'm trying to
Mm.
get there. So it's just you always gotta see people who
Yeah.
are above you, people who are making more than you are the type of people you wanna
100%,
look
bro.
up to and
100%.
take advice from, right?
Yeah. So, what's next for you?
I mean, in my life, I would say
Yeah.
right now do what I do, but keep growing the business. My main goal would probably just be keep growing my online fitness business because at one point I want that to retire me out of doing everything else that I'm doing, right?
Mm.
Which is working my job, working my side gig. So I'm gonna stop working at the flower shop. I mean, I'm gonna
Mm.
give that work to my little brother, and then I'll stop doing DoorDash because like, what's the point, right? If you're making enough. So my whole
Mm.
purpose right now in life is to scale the business, basically. Like after high school, after I didn't drop out. I was about to fail that, but I was able to pass high school, and then my whole goal after that was to just go the business, and that's what's it been for the past few
Mm.
months.
I dropped out of high school when I was 16
Yeah, why? Hmm.
because I was already making close to what my teacher was making, so I decided to just, what does this guy have to teach me? So I just left.
Exactly
Which, to
right.
be honest, in European countries, not even that hard. Like the normal wage here is like $1,000 a month, maybe 1,200 is like a good
That
salary
for a whole
considered
month,
here,
that's horrible. Yeah,
bro. Also, like everything is cheaper here. Like you can get an apartment for $500 a month. Like, bro, like the rent is cheap as fuck here.
wait, where do
Everything
you
is
live,
cheaper.
bro?
I live in Czech Republic and I was born in Romania. So basically, these two countries.
Cool.
I'm flip flopping.
If you don't mind me asking, bro, what's been your highest month of income your whole life?
I'm gonna tell you that off pod.
Ah, okay, okay.
I don't talk these numbers like on publicly. Anyways, this was an amazing podcast. I really enjoyed this. Guys, thanks for watching till the end. Where can people find you, man?
So you just can look me up as Markslifts underscore on IG. Um, it's just MARK lifts underscore on IG, and I mean I have a YouTube channel, but I don't use it. I'm working on a beta right now though, so I probably will use it. And you can find me as
Mm,
Mark Soof, so MARKSOUF.
mm.
But yeah, I'll be
Okay,
dropping
this is
value
amazing.
like everybody. Now for you
Yep.
to for people to actually watch you, people to actually like take your content serious, you just gotta give value, make that video valuable, and
Mm,
show people like everybody needs a skill nowadays to actually be something in life. So yeah,
mm. Yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching till the end. Hope you enjoyed this. Tune into the next one and see
step
y'all on
in,
the
boys,
next one.
bro.
God damn, bro, this was an amazing one. I really
Absolutely.
enjoyed this one.